Sorry, no sound. Thank you very much, HQ123 for that, because I would have carried on chatting to myself. Yeah, look, hopefully this is a massive fight. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. I'm sure many of you have. Manchester United fan, do the United stand. Not feeling fantastic tonight because of the Sir Alex Ferguson thing, but it definitely could be worse. There are some positive news around there, and obviously a lot of us are monitoring that at the moment. But this fight is something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and it's something to focus on for an hour or so. So really looking forward to this. A lot of people saying, well, what camp are you in? I prefer David Haye. I thought David Haye acted like an absolute clown in the first fight, and Bellew probably deserved to win, but he probably won a few people on his side because of how Haye acted. I think it was an act. I've always liked David Haye as a fighter, and I think he's shown the real David Haye in the build-up to this fight. And I think we're gonna see the real fight this time. None of the pantomime, none of the horrible jibes at each other. Proper fight. And I don't know which way it's gonna go. I just would like David Haye to win it. That's where everyone, you've got to pick a side, or you might be a neutral. But I would like David Haye to win it. But I'm not massively confident. I was confident in the first fight. Obviously, he did his Achilles, didn't he? And if anyone who's done any boxing or watched any boxing, if you damage your Achilles heel like that, you've got nothing. Your legs, your ankles are massively important in boxing. It's what you're throwing your body off. So David Haye was a rabbit in the headlights when he had that, and that's what cost him that fight. But I want to see a good fight tonight, says Simon Oxwell. It's interesting. I think Bellew will go a long way. If Haye's going to win, I think Bellew will go a long way. I think Haye's more likely to get knocked down sooner, if that makes any sense. So, but look, I don't know necessarily who's going to win it. But I hope we get a good fight as well. I mean, I'm not massively in Haye's corner that I'd be like, wanting to knock him out in the first round. I want to see a really good fight. I'm really pumped up for it. I love my boxing. Not massively into the MMA, but I do like the boxing, and I like a good boxing match. And this is one I'm really looking forward to. And I think British boxing's sort of rejuvenated in recent. Certainly this year as well. There's some good fights. Tyson Fury coming back as well. Hopefully, I know he's a bit off the wall, but technically he's been in there with the best, and he's done very, very well. So I'm looking forward to him coming back. Obviously, Joshua's doing well as well. So lots going on, but this is good. And obviously, I think if Haye loses, that's the end of his career. So of course, we're not going to see Rio boxing. I've always thought that was a bit of pantomime anyway, but I think he took it seriously. Haye looks in really good shape, says Kieran Byrne. Joshua or Fury, says Shahin. You know what? I just love to watch it. I think that is, sometimes when there's a football match or a tennis match, Federer and Murray. I probably prefer Federer, to be honest, but that just two people going together, and you're probably changing your mind with every round. So I wouldn't have a definite favourite between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I think I'd just love to see that fight. Amir Khan's a decent boxer and nabs. We didn't really learn anything from his comeback fight, did we? Kieran prefers MMA. I don't really get the time to watch MMA, to be honest, and I know boxing it's less frequent, isn't it? So you can really get into it. How many rounds are there in boxing, says Pankaj? 56. Times the fight starts, says Jacko. I don't know. I've because of what's been going on in the world of Manchester United and with Sir Alex Ferguson, my plan was to go live a little bit earlier, but it's I don't know. Ryder's just won. I don't know what the schedule is. That was Ryder Cox, so I don't know whether Haye is next, because that seemed to be quite a quick fight when I turned it on. So if anybody does know, I know it was meant to be around 10 o'clock, Jake. I just can't wait to get this going. It's for half an hour, however long it goes. It's a switch off from everything else that's going on and a focus in on this. So yes, get involved. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Whether you know me from the United Stand, That's Football, or you've just found it through the boxing, subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. Lots of live streams we're going to do on here for all sorts of sports. I'll definitely probably be touching in on the snooker on some Monday night. Wimbledon, love the Formula 1, obviously love the football, really like my boxing, going to do FIFA stuff, all sorts of stuff in here. But basically what I'm going to do on here is what we've done with the United Stand, and it's just build a community where we can all sort of watch our sporting events together and just have a chat and stuff. It's going to start about 10:30, says I am Jonesy. Is there another fight? Haye's next, says Simon Otwell. I thought that was the next fight, so it might be a little bit sooner. And Sky Sports main event, Luke Gardner, says Jake. And Yeah, I've had to pay 20 quid for this fight. It's on box office with Sky, so 20 quid for this fight. Joshua #1 and will stay #1 all the way. No one can beat him. Proud to be British, as TT plays. Mike Tyson or Mayweather? Mayweather's a very good boxer, but I'd like to say Tyson because I think he actually loved boxing. I think Mayweather is a fantastic boxer who just loves the money. You know, I'd always go for the boxer. And I agree with Beck. I love boxing. I've grown up watching boxing, and I went through. I've always liked middleweight because super middleweight and that around that weight, because I grew up with Eubank, Ben. Not literally, they weren't at my school, but watching those fights in the early 90s on ITV Sport on a Saturday night. I remember watching Ben McClellan, and McClellan unfortunately ended up with severe brain damage, but it was like a Rocky fight. I mean, Ben was being put through the ropes. In the modern day, that would have been stopped, but there were some cracking fights then. Ben Eubank Watson, again, Watson ended up with brain damage. But it is a sport, and it's a fantastic spectator sport, and, you know, I heard Eubank on This Morning a few weeks ago saying, look, you know, another boxer died and people are trying to get it banned. And he said, look, it's not, this is you know, the boxers want to be in the ring. They understand it. This is high-end sport. You're not going in there to kill. You're going in there to box. And the level you're at, you know, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, Red Devils, yes, definitely pray for Sir Alex Ferguson. Hopefully it looks like he's going to be okay. There's nothing new. How to draw famous people, and if there is, we'll obviously react. Hatton, Joe Calzaghe was a good boxer as well. Never really liked Steve Collins, the Irish guy, because I liked Eubank, and he sort of did him with all that mentality stuff, didn't he? King Eric, would you knock out? I wouldn't want to, mate. I'm not like that. You know, as we saw with the fan cam last night, people who react with aggression, and you know, boxing's a discipline. It's not about being aggressive. It's a discipline. And, you know, people who start fighting in the streets and that's not discipline, is it? Ali was on another level. Don't really remember him, Durrani, if I'm totally honest. I vaguely remember, like, being very, very young and my granddad watching people like Sugar Ray and people like that in the 80s. But, you know, even Barry McGuigan's a little bit past my time. And Kieran Burns just mentioned McGuigan. I don't really remember him, to be honest. There is Anthony Joshua. Very excited about this. Please do share the video. Please do like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. More than happy to keep doing more sort of stuff like this. And as with the Formula One, I'll bow down to people who are, you know, who watch boxing week in, week out. I just love the sport, you know. People always say this because I do the United Stand football channel. I know football like the back of my hand. I love it. That's my #1 sport. Everyone always asks, do you like other sports? I love boxing. I love rugby. I like cricket. I like athletics. I like snooker. But I don't watch them religiously. I'll watch like the Six Nations or the World Cup. I'll watch the Ashes. I don't have time to do that because football takes up so much of mine. So I don't avidly watch all Formula. Well, I mean, I watch the Formula One. I've started watching it again this year. But I just love high-end sport. But boxing is something that I have watched, you know, for a long, long, long time, and I do like it. And you know, you can get a boring boxing match, but I think this is good. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Ben versus Eubank, says Dr. Trolley. That was the best golden era. It might just be an age thing. It's a bit like I always say the 1990 World Cup was the best, but it's probably an age thing. I was, you know, at that age, coming home from school watching World Cup matches. Eubanks changed his name to Eubank, but he will always be Eubanks to me. Says I and you into the NFL, says Wim Diddy. I'm going to do the Super Bowl next year on this channel as a watch-along live, just because I want to educate myself on other sports. But I prefer NHL. I like the ice hockey, to be honest. Mark, could you update more news about Sir Alex, because I'm worried about panicking? Worried about panicking. There's no update, mate. There's nothing new coming out at all at the moment. The club have issued their statement, and you will probably get a lot of idiots speculating stuff now. But the reality is, there's nothing new to add, and you know, we just got to be patient and give the privacy that the club wants there. Mark, F1 or boxing, which do you prefer? At the moment in time, I much prefer the boxing. Ed. Shahin Ahmed says thoughts on England at the World Cup. I'm going to start doing my FIFA World Cup things as soon as FIFA updates, actually. But so I'm not really in the World Cup mindset at the moment. But I don't think England can win it. I don't think they can get near winning it. If I'm totally honest. How to Draw Famous People says, Mark, I'm new here. Please can you give an intro to me? Also, can you play Fortnite? Never played Fortnite, but welcome to the community, How to Draw Famous People. Can't stand baseball and basketball, says Durrani. Baseball's just silly boys rounders, isn't it, really? Prediction, Mark, Chris Butters. I'm going to go Haye round 8. Brilliant question, actually, by the way, Durrani. Get your thoughts in the comments. Who is going to win and what round? I'm going to go Haye round 8. And if everyone I'll try and take a little bit of a note of, well, I'm never going to be able to take a note of 189 people, but if you take a note of what you went for, I'm going to go, Dylan Porter's had 4 boxing fights and won 4 TKO. 2. Salford Reds doesn't like watching a car go around the track 70 times. No thanks. You know, different people like different sports. Edwin Fedden, are you showing the fight? Look, I paid 20 quid for this fight. I'd love to show you the fight, but that's not how a watch-along works. I can update you with what's going on. Legally, that's fine, but I can't show you the fight. Bellew, I tell you what, Ed, and everybody else, I can't stop calling Tony Bellew Tony Bellew. Because, you know, the more I think not to do it, the more I do it. But anyway, Edward Wood says Bellew round 7. Dylan Porter says Haye round 6. Bellew round 7 says Chronic Tie, the second one to say that. Bellew round 9 says Ricky Clarkson. And Bellew round 10 says I am Jonesy. And it will go to the end, says Simon Otwell. Could be points yet. The McGregor thing was, I agree with Evie Burgess, McGregor and Mayweather was just, it was a fantastic publicity stunt and they made a lot of money out of it, but it wasn't real. It wasn't real. Red Prepper says Haye will get knocked out in the 5th. Bellew round 10 says Sander Sagers. And Haye KO 30 seconds says Stretford Ender 99. I hope that doesn't happen. Bellew round 8. Knockout round 6 Haye. Pankaj has gone Bellew 8. Dr. Trolley's gone Haye 6. Haye round 3 says Jacko. Bellew round 11 says Arturo Venegas. And Mark, can you unblock me from United? I emailed you this morning. But I'm simply not going to do it at the moment, Philip. And Mark, do you think Lennox Lewis deserves more credit from the UK fans like AJ? Brilliant question. Brilliant question. Unfortunately, the heavyweight division, when Lennox Lewis was on top, was crap. You're only as good as what your opposition is. And we talked about, I do bring this back to football because we spoke about United Arsenal in the late 90s. And that was 2 teams that, if one of those didn't exist, would dominate football for 3 or 4 years. But they were 2 great teams at the same time, which, you know, all right, from an Arsenal point of view, you're probably like, oh, if that United team hadn't been around, we would have won 3 or 4 titles. Having said that, people remember that as the golden era of the Premier League. And it's the same with boxing. Lennox Lewis was dominant for a number of years, but he didn't really have any opposition. Whereas people will remember great periods of boxing because of people, you know, even as far back as Ali Fraser. You know, this is what you know. You can have a great boxer who's never really tested because there's not really great opposition. Rizwan says, how was it crap? Lewis had to fight Holyfield and Tyson. It wasn't the best Tyson though, was it? It was nowhere near the best Tyson. And Holyfield, again, I don't think Holyfield was at his best, really. Lennox deserves credit for being a gentleman warrior who entered to the ring using Bob Marley's classic "Crazy Bald Head," says RIT. I liked Lennox Lewis. He was he was good for the sport, but £20 is a rip-off, Steve. It is a rip-off. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a tenner. Yeah, but we pay a lot more for football. To be honest with you, I didn't, you know, there are ways you can watch it anyway, but it's just the delay you get, isn't it? Hey, round 6, Mark, says Kevin McHugh. And do I rate Ricky Hatton, says Nabs. Apart from being a Man City fan, but I like Oasis, so I think he was good. He just wasn't good enough, was he? Mayweather obviously was too good for him. Pacquiao was too good for him. But he was a good boxer. In their prime, best heavyweights ever in the history of boxing. It's got to be. It's got to be. I can't. You know, I can't really. I'll leave that to live comments. I can't say because it's speculation, isn't it? But I think I'd like to say Ali. Connor the Red says Bellew is from Liverpool, so let's go. Hey, it's a good theory, but actually he's an Everton fan, and I don't mind Everton. So please keep sharing it. Love to get a lot of people watching this tonight. You know, I've spent 20 quid on it, and I would have watched it on my own anyway. There's nobody in my house who's into the boxing. So thanks everyone who's who's joining and watching it together, and hopefully we can do more of these because it's. I'm just gonna take that out for a bug because my ears a bit itching a bit. It's always good to have a community, isn't it? And when is the boxing match? Is it? I don't know. I think it's meant to happen around 10 o'clock. So they're ready. I think the fight that was before it is finished early, but they're waiting. Favourite De Niro movie, says Shahin. Raging Bull. How relevant's that? Value for me, says hair dry treatment. Soph's with us. Evening, Soph. Hope you're doing well. And she's going Bellew. A lot of people going for Bellew. Bellew. Man United says Tyson in his prime was probably the second greatest of ever after. The great thing about Tyson was his size. You know, he wasn't particularly big for a heavyweight, was he? But there you go. Who have you got a bet on, Mark? Says Jamie. I didn't have time to get a bet on. To be honest with you, the Sir Alex Ferguson thing, we were prepped for United Stand to do like this big transfer show tonight in relation to Gary Neville's comments, and we scrapped it because of what happened with Sir Alex Ferguson, and then I had problems getting the stream up and running, and you know, it's just not you know, it's sort of caused a rush to sort everything out, but I haven't had a chance to put a bet on, and I haven't got time now. But to be honest with you, probably quite happy that I didn't, because I don't really know who's going to win it. I would prefer Haye to win it, because I'd like David Haye to carry on and box a little bit more. You never know with Haye as well, because you know he. If David Haye wins, you know, everyone's talking about Joshua and Fury. What do you think? Do you think David Haye can come back into that equation? You know, has he got that left in him? Obviously, I think is David Haye 36 now? You know, I don't know why I'm going a bit high. Maybe I'm a Bellew fan, but you know what I mean? If David Haye wins this fight, can he get himself back into that arena? And, you know, if Fury comes back, Joshua, it could be very, very interesting. It's a really hard one to call, says Beck. Yeah, I'm with you, Beck. I think it is a hard one to call. Did you see Jay from the In-Betweeners at the fight preview? Funny guy, his hair dry treatment. No, I saw him on the United Stand fan cam last night having a go at Flex, though. You know, the angry one. Mayweather the Pacquiao was a disappointment, says Hamid Iqbal. Well, that's the thing about boxing as well. Boxing is ridiculously political, and it always has been. And you don't always get the fight that you think you're going to get. You know, there's been fights in the past. I mean, throw out yours. What's the fights that you've always wanted to happen that never happened? And that can happen quite a lot in boxing. Wasn't there a super middleweight called Jones who never fought, like Eubank or Ben or someone like that? I can't remember that. There was something like he was American anyway, and he never ended up fighting one of our super middleweights, and it just never ever got off the ground. And then, you know, there you go. Hayes' career's over, says Ed Woodward. It doesn't matter whether he wins this or not. And Snaps, it's weird seeing you when you're not a mod, says Pan Man. Yeah, we had a few problems with the mods. Fury plays with Joshua, says, you know, Fury's record, as much as he annoys some people, his record's very, very good in big fights. And, you know, he did well against Klitschko, didn't he? Prince Nazim, Arthur, I liked him growing up, yeah. Again, what happened to him? 6 foot, EA7. Firefire 999 says Bellew or Haye couldn't deal with the best fighters in the division. Simon Otwell, I agree with you. I think we are going through some exciting times in the world of boxing. We are, you know, even Eubank Jr. and I'd like to see him fighting De Gale just because I think it would be a good fight. It's not always about world championship belts either, is it? I think fights that have got a little bit. I mean, Haye and Bellew, if they're not good enough really to be the best in the world, but it's the fight, isn't it? Sometimes it's not about being the best in the division. It's just when two fighters come together, and there's that tension, there's that, you know, that makes it interesting. Goldbridge versus Howson. Yeah, look, I'll tell you what. You know what? We're football channels. Why would we get in a ring? I'll tell you what. Let's have a one-on-one, a goal for him and a goal for me. And if you get past somebody, you score a goal. I'd rather do that, to be honest. I'm not. I'd like boxing. I've never been in a ring with anybody, but I've done a little bit of boxing training, and it's a killer. I used to do it pre-season, boxing training. When I was playing football in my 20s, and you know, getting pre-season, we had quite a good team, and every season, one night a week, with our 2 trainings, we'd go to the boxing gym, which was across the road. And you know, I've been very, very fit in my life, but there's only 3 occasions I can think of where I've thrown up through physical work. One was playing Sunday morning football when I'd had a heavy night before, and 2 of them were after boxing training. Oh my God, it was absolute killer, and they beast you. I remember we were all in a big circle, and the trainer was in the middle with one of them medicine balls, and you all had a number, and he'd shout at you. You'd have to get it. You'd be lying down. You'd have to pull up like that, catch the ball, go back down, come back, and throw it at him. And if you were number 8, he'd always do it. He'd go number 8, so you'd come up, catch the ball, throw it at him, go back down. He'd go 8, and he'd do 4 in a row, and he would absolutely kill you. Boxing is unbelievably tough. Unbelievably tough. Hazard John says Eubank Jr. needs to drop his dad. He would be brilliant with a good trainer. Yeah, he just come across as a bit of a tryhard. He's trying to emulate his dad with that, you know, sort of antagonistic personality. I always liked Eubank growing up. I know a lot of people couldn't stick him. It's funny, me and my stepdad used to watch the boxing, and he couldn't stand Eubank, but I liked him. I like, you know, maybe it fits in with my personality a little bit. That you know, I like the entertainers. I like somebody who's got something about them. Mark, would you prefer to watch a boxing match or a football game, says Yellow Baba? This boxing match tonight is very hard to top. The only games that I would probably watch over this would be United games, maybe the Champions League final, but I certainly wouldn't be watching. I mean, I wouldn't watch El Clasico over this. No, I think this is a cracking event tonight. I feel like Haye might have got into Bellew's head and gained a bit of an advantage, but that way, says Beck Howell. Haye made an idiot of himself in the last fight. We all know that. I mean, he's talking about people's mums. That just, you know, if anybody's followed David Haye, that wasn't David Haye. That whole first fight, being an arsehole. Here I am in Miami, just relaxing. You know, it was just idiotic. And he's admitted it himself. And he even said in an interview this week, people ringing me up saying, David, we don't even know who you are at the moment. So I don't know where he was at with that, but I think we're going to see the real Haye this time. Eubank Jr. is a fighter, not a boxer. 2 times he faced boxers. He was outboxed by Groves and Bay GS. I tell you what, that was a good fight. Frock, obviously I'm a Nottingham lad. Cole Frock's a Nottingham lad. Frock versus Groves was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and he caught him with an absolute perler, didn't he, Frock? I mean, I don't think Cole Frock was a brilliant technical fighter, but boxer, but he was a brilliant fighter, like, and that's the mind that came to mind there. And you know, real good fighter. Why are all the seats empty? Because I think they're showing an earlier fight, aren't they? This is not the Ryder fight. It was packed, so I think this is a fight from earlier on they're showing at the moment while they wait. I think these KSI versus Weller, KSI versus Logan, think it's all a joke, really. I mean, you're YouTubers, and I don't know. We were just talking a minute ago, because we're not quite at the fight yet. We were just talking a minute ago about Mayweather and McGregor, and I thought that was, you know, I think it makes a mockery of boxing. I like boxing. I've grown up with boxing. It's a proper sport. You know, you don't mess around with boxing. You don't play at boxing. You know, I had two issues with Rio Ferdinand doing it, really. One, he's nearly 40 and he's going to be a boxer. Two, it's dangerous. But this, so I didn't even like the Mayweather McGregor thing. I certainly don't like YouTubers getting in a boxing ring. I think they're going to make a lot of peas, you know, they're going to make a lot of peas from it, but it makes a mockery of boxing for me. I also know, I have it on very good account, that KSI and Weller was totally staged. That was all staged. So everybody who bought into that and thought it was real, they did a great job, and I'm sure they made a lot of money out of it, but it was all staged. Logan, KSI, probably staged, because they're massive YouTubers, aren't they? So it's not even real anyway. I will watch Wilder versus Joshua if it happens. Best boxing match I've ever seen, Soph. I would say, again, it's horrible because of the circumstances, but McClellan Ben, if you could ever go and watch that fight back. Now, it could be, I think it was Gerald McClellan, Nigel Ben, around, was it 92, something like that. I'd give that, if you like your boxing, go and watch that back, because it always, and I've never watched it back because of what happened to McClellan, but as I remember it, it just felt like it was a Rocky. You know, I love Rocky films, but that's not boxing, is it? Hit me harder, hit me harder. You get hit properly like that, you're out. And it just felt like it was that. I remember Nigel Benn going through the ropes. It would be called off now. So I would say that. I might even look it up myself over the next week or so, because I don't know whether it's just nostalgia, but it was just an amazing fight. Tom Batty, mate, you made me laugh with that comment, to be fair. I did watch The Fighter, Kieran. Good fight, good film. WrestleMania, Pancake. I very, very nearly did it this year, to be fair. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, get involved. Lots of lives. I've only been doing this for a few weeks now. I do the United Stand, I do That's Football, and most of my time spent doing football stuff. But this channel has been set up because I do watch other sports, and I really want to bring that community feel that we've got on the United Stand onto this channel, where I'm just going to watch different sports, and we'll see how it goes. So subscribe, get involved, get your notifications on, and join the community. And if it goes anything like the United Stand, we're going to build a really great community where you're going to get to know a lot of different people that you can just interact with. So do get involved. And thanks everyone for watching tonight. It's great to be able to watch. I'm getting very excited. It's great to be able to, you know, watch the boxing and interact with yourself. Sander versus Goldie, who's winning, says Beck. Come on, I'm the daddy. I'll school him. I won't even break sweat. I'll be like that. Scrappy Doo. I'll be holding him off. Let me at him! Let me at him! I hope people can remember who Scrappy Doo was. Michael Hubbard. WrestleMania. I would love to have done it. The pay-per-view is ridiculous. Stretford Ender 99. Zimboy says that Ben versus McClellan is still on YouTube and it's still amazing. Look, if you've got a little bit of time tonight, get on YouTube and watch it. I might do it myself because from what I remember, it was a cracking fight. Kieran says that Haye's been acting all week, and to be honest, I don't really get involved in that, Kieran. I don't really watch that. I mean, I'm not that, you know, I think that element of boxing is all a bit of a joke, but it's all about what's going to go on in this ring. Who would you prefer over Haye or Fury, says Neil Craig. I don't know, but I'd like to see the fight. I do like Tyson Fury. I know he's gone off the rails a bit, but I do like him. I think he's again, I saw him on the telly this week, and I think he's good. I think it comes across as an okay bloke. Joshua comes across as a fantastic bloke. David Haye used to come across as a good bloke as well. I think just that first Bellew fight was ridiculous. But the thing is, it's all about the purse, isn't it? You know, if you've got a fight that's it's not selling that well, you do a bit of pantomime. I know a lot of people in there saying, "Oh, I can't stand wrestling because it's staged." Well, I'm not saying once they get in the ring, I don't think it's staged. But what goes on outside it, you wouldn't believe. It's all pantomime because it's all about selling the tickets. Fight's not even on yet, Ash Ishat's not even started yet, mate. Michael Hubbard, would you go on the football fan show on Channel 4? Very, very quickly, Michael. I don't think I would, and that's nothing to do with not being asked or anything like that. It's nothing to do with that. I've watched the show 3 times now. I don't think it really fits me or the United stand. I think it's aimed at a different demographic, is what I'm trying to say. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't think it would suit me. I'm more of I'm not a little sort of head-to-head 10-second sort of let's win. I think that's TV is very, very different to YouTube, and I don't think that's ever what I wanted to do. So, I don't think so. Mad Marcus in the house. Evening. Who are you going for, pal? And wrestling is staged. The result has already been decided before they enter the ring. Ben Johnson with that absolutely earth-shattering news. You've ruined it for me. I'm being sarcastic. Aguero. I don't think I really am. And Snaps as well. You need to behave yourself, you kidder, says Cod Patrol, S. Grossman. Ishat says that the show sucks on Channel 4. I've heard a few people saying that. I just think that it's very, very difficult to go mainstream with fan channels. TV companies have tried to adopt it themselves. It doesn't work. They're now trying to adopt the fan channels. And whether it will work or not, who knows? Who knows? Tom Batty says, would you do this for things like F1? Check the channel out, mate. Subscribe to the channel and go and have a look at the videos we've already done, because we've done 2 F1 ones. The problem I've got a little bit at the moment is the next F1, which I will watch, but I won't be able to watch it live, it clashes with the United games. But once the summer's up and good, there we go. Me and Marcus don't have beef. No, we like Nando's. And do I like Kel Brooks, says Arturo. Yeah, his voice makes me laugh. I wouldn't tell him that to his face because he'd knock me out. Kieran, yeah, you're right. I used to watch Sunday Supplement all the time, Carl, but bores me now. They've got such an agenda. Ed Woodward says the scenes if Haye knocks Bellew out in round 1. White Cat says Tyson Fury says he'll fight the winner. Wouldn't Fury lose to either of these guys? I think he'd win. I'll throw that to the live comments. Tyson Fury against the winner of Bellew Haye tonight. I think Fury would win. He's never lost. He gets bad press for being a bit of a joke in that. He's a very clever boxer, and he was saying that today. He says, I just know I can go to the depths. You know, you can be a great technician, but in boxing there will be times when you've got to go right down to the depths and test your character. And he says, I know I've been there a couple of times, and I know I can do it. And I think Carmichael says Haye is a far better boxer. And PS4 or Xbox? PS4, only because I've got one. Bellew will win, says Kieran. I do like the snooker, Luke. I do feel, this is not a snooker show, so I might pick up a bit of the live streams for the final. You can't do a live stream watch along for the final because it's absolutely huge. I might just pick up one of the sessions on this channel on Monday. But the trouble with snooker is, again, I grew up in a period where it was very, very entertaining with lots of different characters. And at the moment, you've really only got Ronnie O'Sullivan, and if he gets knocked out, the tournament becomes a little bit boring. Fury would smoke either of them, says Prince R9. I think I would go. And Irie says Fury would demolish either of these two. He beat Klitschko and he was only 25% committed. He was soft and fat looking and still never looked in trouble. He's a good boxer. He gets a lot of bad press. Kieran says that Haye said if he draws, loses or don't win in style, he's retiring. How old is Haye? Is he 36? I mean, boxers really go till they're 40. How long till the ring walk, Sam? I don't know. I've not got my audio in at the moment. I'm sort of interacting with you lot, but I've got my eye on it. I like Blue says the only thing Fury can smoke is a burger. You want to see him, mate? He's lost a lot of weight. He has lost a lot of weight. Haye's a better boxer than Bellew was. Unlucky with his ankle last fight, says Carmichael. Yeah, I was speaking about this about half an hour ago. Anybody who's done any boxing training or anything like that, and I've never had a boxing match, but I've done boxing training, and you know the one thing I used to have to really work on was getting power into the punch, because I'm not, you know, I've got quite long arms. They're not, you know, I wouldn't call them guns. So getting the power has always been a difficult thing for me, and you get taught on that, and it's not just your arm, it's your shoulder, it's your core, and it's definitely your feet. And the trouble with David Haye in the last fight is Achilles goes. You've got nothing. You've got nothing to pull the power off. So the punch that you're throwing is... He was probably throwing punches that were 30% of the power he can hit. And if you're up against the top boxer, any top boxer, whether it's Bellew or whatever, if your punch is only 30% what it can be, you're screwed. And Haye was screwed. And I thought Haye actually in that fight, you know, anybody who understands boxing will know David Haye did absolutely fantastic in that fight, because he carried on for quite a long time. You know, basically, he was a sitting duck. You know, in boxing terms, he was a sitting duck. He couldn't win that fight. He was just there to get absolutely punched by Bellew. So, you know, that injury was probably one of the worst injuries you could have in boxing. Really, really good. What's Southpaw or Orthodox, Mark, says Kieran Byrne. Orthodox. Everybody's worried about Sir Alex Ferguson. There's not going to be any update tonight. There's been the official from Manchester United. The family want privacy. He's in intensive care after the operation. It's gone well. Intensive care recuperation. This is not going to be an hour or so. If anyone was on the United stand last year, my brother had a little girl, and she was very, very seriously ill, and it was days. When they're in intensive care and you're waiting around like that, it's days. And we're not going to get anything about Sir Alex Ferguson. And actually, no news is going to be good news. No news is going to be good news, because he just needs to rest. Getting closer and closer to the fight now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Mark Goldbridge live streams, doing lots of different sports, community, watching it together, getting involved. A lot of people, I'd say the weight of the opinion that we asked about 10 minutes ago is where people think this fight's going to be won. I went Haye, round 8. A lot of people saying Bellew. A lot of people are saying Bellew. A lot of people are saying Bellew. I would say on average around 6, round 6. So there we go. Brendan, I've never boxed in a ring. I've done a lot of boxing training because, as I said, when I used to play football, we used to do it pre-season, because boxing training in relation to fitness murders anything I've ever done. And I've done all sorts of sports. I've done all sorts of training. But boxing training to get your physical fitness up, oh god, it's a killer. It's an absolute killer. That's why they have so long between fights as well. It's not just about recuperation. It's such a technical sport, and the fitness levels that they go into that ring in, absolutely amazing. Bellew KO round 5, says Joel Morris. It's interesting because I want Haye to win, just simply because I prefer Haye. I'm going Haye round 8, but I think if anyone's going to get knocked out in the first 5 rounds, it will be Haye. I don't think Bellew can be knocked out by Haye. I don't think he can be knocked out in the first 5. So I would agree with that. I think if anyone's going to get knocked out in the first rounds, it will be Haye. It's a fantastic fight. Really, really excited about it. Been excited about this one for a long, long time. So really looking forward to it, and I hope it lives up to it. I don't want it to be done in the first round. I don't want to see 10 seconds on the mat. That's not what I want to see. I want to see a proper match, a proper boxing, a proper fight. And as I said, many of you might not be old enough to remember, but the super middleweight section around the early 90s with the Ben, the Eubank, Watson, it was an amazing time. You got proper fights then. I'd love to see a proper fight, because I don't even like using the term fight, because it's a sport, it's a technician, it's a fantastic sport. Prince R9 says, I'm not a big fan of Bellew, but I think Bellew will win. And you know, yes, Marvin, Reese, I can't show you the fight. It's a watch along stream, so I can update you with what's going on, but I've paid my 20 quid to legally watch this fight. I can't spin on YouTube and show it for you. I wish I could, I can't. This is a watch along, that's what we do. So basically, the way the watch along works is you've got your live comments and everyone interacts with each other, and it's a community. How long says anything gaming? I think we're looking at 10:30 now, aren't we? About 10:30. Tom James says that Bellew is underrated. I want him to win, and I feel Dave will win through. Haye should have won the first fight. He's the better boxer. He should have won the first fight, and he fell into a big trap by opening his trap and acting like he's not. That's ruined. That's made this fight even harder for him, because psychologically he knows that Bellew hurt him. But let's not forget, in relation to that first fight, if the Achilles doesn't go down, maybe Bellew still wins it. But once the Achilles is gone in Haye's foot, he can't win that anyway. Eddie Hearn said ring walks around 10:30. So we're about 12 minutes away. Please share the video, subscribe if you're new, and get involved. Probably going to do a little bit of the snooker on Monday, somebody said. So yeah, this channel is just basically, I'm Mark Goldbridge from the United Stand, Manchester United fan channel, the biggest fan channel on YouTube with regards to views. Do That's Football as well, but this is sort of, I don't know whether I'm going to keep the channel called Goldbridge Livestream, but I just set it up in the last few weeks because I want to sort of build a community around sports, around big events like this, like the Formula One. We did the Grand National a couple of weeks ago. If there's a big sporting event out there, you know, want to sort of build a community around it, have some interaction. That's what we built the United Stand off, and that's sort of what we want to do with this channel. So subscribe, get involved, share, and join the community. That's what we do. Siebelin, I can't give a fight commentary word for word because, again, that's not technically allowed. But what I can do is certainly update you with what's going on. Umar, yes, we already do Formula One races. We've done Azerbaijan and China. So we are getting very, very close to it now. Absolutely packed at the O2 Arena. Spanish GP is next weekend. I've got a funny feeling it's going to clash with the Manchester United game, but let's see. Arturo says, do you like Billy Joe Saunders? Funny story, actually. In one of my previous jobs, I actually interviewed Frankie Gavin, and they're all Birmingham lads. Good boxers, but I don't think they ever fulfilled their potential. I don't think they did. It's a very, 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 very... Marvin, it might be bigger, but it's not all about subscribers, mate. It's about views. We get more views. Sander Seegers is plugging That's Football for World Cup content. Yeah, the World Cup live watch-alongs will be on That's Football, actually. Won't be doing any football watch-alongs on here. They'll always be on the United Stand for Manchester United or That's Football for other stuff. Got El Clasico tomorrow on That's Football. Ryder and Cox fought. Ryder won, John Elliott. That was probably about 40 minutes ago now. Jamie, darts is something I've sort of got to get into, I suppose. Well, I don't have to. I was waiting for him to come out. EMH Gaming, very quickly, I did watch the United under-18s. I knew they were going to lose to Chelsea. Chelsea are head and shoulders the best in England. They've got a fantastic youth setup and they have had for a while. It's a shame on that club that they don't actually promote their youth. But yeah, I knew we'd lose. I knew we'd lose. You know, I am buzzing for this. I'm really buzzing for this. It's starting to get them not pre-match nerves, but you know, excitement. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Come on, get the ring walks on. About 10:30, that's what Hearn said, isn't it? Joshua is supporting Bellew, says Simon Otwell. I don't know what the maybe somebody can tell me. I don't know what the dynamic is between Joshua and Haye. I thought they got on okay, but maybe not. Maybe not. It's all very political in the boxing. They're not walking out yet, John. Any minute now, I think. Here we go. Here comes David Haye. Oh, no. This is 2000. It's not coming out. I was going to say, Haye looks angry again. It's that bloody pantomime act, isn't it? I'm very excited. And they're just showing the previous fight there. And Haye, I think Haye was just absolutely motivated by aggression and hate. And that, as I said, boxing is a technician's sport. And just showing the moment where his Achilles went, and Haye was in big trouble. As soon as that happened, that fight was over. It was very disappointing. Achilles heel, as I've said, I know a lot of people have been watching for a while now, but as soon as your Achilles heel goes, you've got nothing. You've got nothing to fight with. And he was in all sorts of trouble. But he went into that fight arrogant and absolutely wrong. And Haye called Joshua the poor man's Haye. Well, that'll be why Haye wants Bellew to win then, isn't it? Daniel B says they get on okay. It's just Haye wants to fight Joshua to try and be champion again. I tell you what, if Haye produces the goods tonight, I wouldn't be shocked if that fight could happen. Massive fight though, fight of the year. This is, isn't it? For British boxing fans, this is big. It's very big. Dylan, it's not even started yet. Boxing's 10 times harder than it looks, Jamie. It is. It's very, very hard. Very, very hard. And the work these guys put in. That's why, I mean, it's not why I don't want it to be over in the first round. I don't want it to be over in the first round because I've spent 20 quid on it and I want it to be a good fight. But and Daniel B, I agree with you. It's surprising how long it took Bellew to put him down with the injured leg. And that's why he's going for a Haye knockout tonight. I just hope Haye doesn't get injured again. I mean, Haye is quite injury prone. He's become the Phil Jones of the boxing world, isn't it? He does get injured a lot. I thought it was going to start at 10 as well, Dylan. It's not. It's looking like it's going to be 10:30 that they come out. The announcer's in the ring. Evening, everyone, says Sally Devil Red 7. Evening, Sally. And talking about fights, is anybody like Karate Kid, the original? I'll tell you what, you've got to give Cobra Kai a watch on YouTube. First 2 episodes are free anyway. You've got to pay for the remaining 8. I think it's £1.50 an episode, or subscribe to YouTube Red. But I loved the Karate Kid. I'm going to watch over this bank holiday weekend. I'm going to watch the original again. But this sequel or spin-off is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Stephen Bell, I think if Anthony Joshua fought Haye, he would win easily, and I think not easily, he would win. The same with Fury. I think if Fury fought either of these two, he would win as well. Toxic Undertaker, it's not started yet. It looks like David Haye's coming out. I'll let you know as soon as he does. And Caprice Tunman says Bellew was blowing after Haye's Achilles went. I was expecting him to end it quick, but you could see the stamina going. And I can't get to sleep, so I'm watching you, Mark, says Alex Maui. I don't know if that's a good thing or anything or not. A lot of love for Karate Kid. Didn't watch the remake. I'm not a big fan of remakes. But I'm watching a remake. I don't think that first fight between Bellew and Haye was the proper fight anyway. I think the injury to Haye ruined it, and I think that's why we're having the rematch now. Here comes Haye. He looks a little bit less angry, looks more David Haye, which is a good thing. Let's get ready to rumble, says JME. Who do I think is going to win? Lysander 9. I'm going David Haye, round 8. We asked that question before. If people want to get in the live comments and tell us what they think, let us know. But yeah, I'm going Haye 8. A lot of people were going Bellew. Average seems to be around round 6. But I don't think Haye can knock Bellew out in the first 5 rounds. I think Bellew could knock Haye out in the first 5. So if this fight is over before round 5, I think Bellew wins. If it goes past that, I think Haye can win. I have watched Creed Beck. Obviously Bellew was in it. Red Devils is off to sleep. The fight is just about to start. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've got no idea how many subscribers it's got, but bottom right hand corner, subscribe if you're new, and get involved with the community. Kieran Burns says, "Hey, unanimous decision. Come on." I'm gonna act like a fool here. Is it 12 rounds? Shout out to Firefly99. He says, great build up. It's been a bit longer than I thought. We've been live for an hour building this up. So thanks everyone getting involved. And it's great to share the knowledge. It's great for people in the comment community to share the knowledge. This is one of the big things about doing this channel, is that I'm going to do a lot of sports that I'm interested in. I'm going to do some sports that I've always wanted to watch. And I'm sure in the live comments, we're going to get people who know a lot about them. I mean, doing the Formula 1 last week, you know, some real people who really know everything about Formula 1. It was great. So Bellew knockout round 10, says Prince R9. Matty H, what do you think about the condition? It's hard to see at the moment because they haven't took their t-shirts off. I mean, Haye looks quite big around the waist. But James Patrick says they're going to both knock each other out. Yeah, we're going to have a rocky moment. One's going to come round the right, one's going to come round the left. They're going to chin each other, and that's it. Draw. Ashley Davies says it looks like Haye knows it's his last fight. Well, he looks far more relaxed. He's even doing a bit of dancing, which don't know what that's all about, but less dancing, more fighting. Edward Ward says Bellew wins round 7. It's already longer than the Khan fight, says Sally Devil Red 7, yeah. Bellew is Scouse, but he's not a Liverpool fan. He's an Everton fan, which makes it slightly better. Cal Davies says, Haye is cocky, but Bellew is a Scouser, so Haye for me. I think we'll be fighting in about 5 minutes by the time Bellew gets out. Haye's in the ring at the moment. He's got his headphones on. He's going to chill, listen to some beats while Bellew comes out and does his bit. In fact, I should whack my earpiece in actually so I can listen to what's going on. Bex just realised I'm a minute or two in front of her. That's because I've paid, maybe Beck, I'm not going to speculate, but I've actually paid for it, so it might be why I might be ahead of a few of you like, who aren't watching it legitimately. But you know, 20 quid's a lot of money. It is a lot. I was quite surprised. R. Taylor MTS says the live comments image isn't that great tonight, Mark. Maybe something to work on for future reference. I'll have a look. Bellew coming out to the words of Maximus Aurelius. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? I'd rather do Gladiator than do Scouse accents, for anybody who's asking me about that. That was a once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. I understand, Beck. I totally understand. So Bellew's coming out to the Everton Z Cars tune. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Enough of that. Pump it up a little more. Get the body going on the dance floor. Here we go. Yeah, I'm sure Rooney's back in Bellew, Mohammed. Everton fan. It's so funny. They're both in the ring at the moment. The one's bopping around, the other's listening to their tunes. It must be really 37 Haye, 35 Bellew, 6'3" the pair. Bigger reach for Haye. What was the score in the Everton game with Southampton? It was 0-0 at half time. Actually, I didn't catch it. Obviously, with everything else was going on. What happened to? Okay. Well, you know what? We better get 5 rounds. That's all I'm saying. We better get 5 rounds. we better get 5 rounds. If I say it more and more, it may happen. Ring announcer. So I'd say about 3 minutes away from the start. Everton 1-1. Everton got a 95th minute goal. Oof. It's tough on Southampton, that is. Probably might put them down. Anyway, enough of the football stuff. Means West Brom still haven't been relegated though. "10-second knockout is my bet," says Jeremy. Oh God, please no. Don't want that to happen. Do not want that to happen. Want to get at least 5 rounds out of this. It's got the potential to be a cracking fight as well, and that's what I want. You know, I do want Haye to win, but I'm not massively Haye. I mean, if Bellew fights well and wins, he deserves it. So I just want to see a good fight. It really is about whether Haye is in the mental state to win this fight, because he would have took a lot out of him the last fight psychologically, but he's got to get into the headspace that he lost that fight because of an injury, and he's got to fight the fight that he can fight the best fight he can fight, and he can win it. Bellew, I can't see Bellew getting knocked out till the latter rounds, if at all. So come on the Bomber, says Tyler. Still ring announcing it. Kieran Burns says, "Can you let us know when it starts so we can sync?" I will let you know, Kieran. I might be ahead of a lot of you anyway, unless... because if people are watching streams, then I will be ahead of you anyway, so... Jared says, "What is it with Haye's massive shorts? They look ridiculous." They all wear massive shorts. It's interesting, you know, you're looking at both those fighters and you think, I can't see either of them losing. They just don't look, you know, they don't have that persona or that look in their eyes that they're going to lose. One of them is. Here we go, says Simon Atwell. Yeah, that ring announcer's on massive money. Who's your money on, Mark? I didn't have time to get a bet on because of what was going on with Sir Alex, but I would have gone Haye. I'm going Haye round 8. But if you're looking for a knockout in the first 5, Bellew. Here we go. Please, fingers crossed. Don't no one get knocked out in the first round. Want to see a good fight. They're about to go. I'll tell you when it's ding ding. Ding ding. We're off. Here we go. Bellew just chucked a punch way off. They're just jabbing at each other at the moment. Feeling it out. And I think Haye's already sort of stood up a little bit a couple of times. He's not... The first fight, he was flying in, aggression. This one's tactical, which is good. I want to see a tactical fight. I want to see discipline from Haye, because you'll get discipline from Bellew. I want to see discipline from Haye. Don't get aggressive. Don't feel that you've got to knock him out and use it as a grudge match. Box your best boxing. Take your time. Bellew did say he wasn't going to back off In the first fight, he respected Haye a little bit too much. He backed off a little bit. He's going to push him back to the middle of the ring. That's a very tactical thing in boxing as well. Who commands the middle of the ring? You know, everyone thinks, oh, it's a boring fight because they're just jabbing. But it's about who is controlling the middle of the ring. Obvious, really, because whoever's holding the middle of the ring, the other one's backing off. And it's Haye controlling the middle of the ring at the moment. Mini Drivers took 35-1 on Bellew to win round 9. See, Bellew's got the... well, no, not really. I thought he had the middle of the ring there for a couple of seconds, but Haye stood there again. And it's jab at the moment. Good. Good. Haye. Bit of excitement in the crowd there. A few punches, not really connecting. Just jabs at the moment. And I'd say Haye's taking control, although Bellew's got a good stance there at the moment, but he's been pushed back again from the middle of the ring. Nothing really connecting. Few little jabs. After round 5 or 7, Haye's a dead man, says Tom Batty. I don't know, I think Bellew, I agree with that comment before, I think Bellew did tire in the other fight, even though Haye had the injury. Much firmer from Haye though in this first round than that other fight. He was all over the place, jumping around. That's why he did his Achilles. Much better, much more tactical, less aggression, more focus. Oh. Bellew looks fitter, faster, but Haye... Oh, he's caught him. Haye's just caught Bellew there. Hey, Bellew's not bothered. Not bothered. I'll probably give Haye that first round. Caught Bellew there. Give us your thoughts in the live comments. Caught him up against the ropes. Nice right hand. Bellew was hurt for a couple of seconds and then was like, what you got? But it's round 1. You'd expect that. As I said, I can't see Bellew being knocked out in the first 5 rounds. But he did catch him. I'd give Haye that first round. Tom Batty says Haye is going to lose his calmness if Bellew starts mouthing off at him. Good fight so far, says Prince R9. We're over that first round, which is good. First round done. Sit down. Luis, it's going to be an awesome fight. Haye looks a little bit slow to me. Bellew looks faster, fitter. Haye looks a little bit slow, but I think Haye got round 1. I'm with Firefly 999. I'll give that to Haye. Where's my pen and paper? Prince R9 says Haye. Got to be Haye, says Beck. Anyway, they're up and running again. Round 2. Yeah, Bellew looks sharper, but Haye's controlled in the middle of the ring. You just wonder what sort of injuries Haye's, the damage of those injuries as well. He doesn't look as fast on his feet, but Haye's got a weird style anyway. I think Haye, when he gets tired, he looks quite cumbersome. Commentator there just saying that it looks like Haye's ready to he's looking to try and land something big, which is a good point because that's probably very, very true. Haye's stance is quite firm, it's stodgy, it's not nimble. Bellew's more nimble, but it's a very good point by the commentator there. If Haye is flat-footed, he's going to get more power in his punch. Bellew, if he's bouncing about, when he's landing the punches, he might be in the air, he might be bouncing, he's not getting everything in. So if Haye lands flatter, he'll get more power in it. Kieran Burns says Bellew's pacing himself well. Haymaker incoming. Shell says it was tough to score the first one. Well, yeah. I would have gone Haye. Oh, couple from Haye. Get out of the way, ref. Bellew's there. Oh. Missed the left, hit the body with the right there from Haye. Being pushed back a bit now. Oh, one to the right. Bellew's not bothered. He's like, that all you got? As I said, I don't think... Bellew just stood there and went, what you got? And he caught him with the right, Haye. And he was like, what you got? But I don't think... I've said this before, I don't think Bellew can be knocked out in the first 5 rounds anyway. So Haye just needs to keep his head. If I was a boxer, if I was Bellew, I'd do the same. I'd be like, is that all you got? Even if it hurts, is that all you got? Because the only one you're not going to do that to is the one that knocks you on the floor anyway. So if you're still standing after a punch, give it some. Because it's demoralising to the opposition, or that's what it's meant to be anyway. Yeah, good point from Kieran Byrne. The ref's not getting involved, not having to break them up. Round 2, probably Haye. Tough to score that one. Tough to score that one. I think Haye round 1. Round 2, tough to score. Tough to score. Zusha says look like they're having fun. Yeah, to be fair, Bellew was like this, and then Haye was like, it's not nasty, which is very advisable from both of them. Good boxers, go for it. Stretford Enders 99 says that Haye is killing it. Manchester United says Haye's a bottler. Haye again for me, but it's close, says Beck. Yeah, I think me and Beck are pretty much on the same page here. Give us your thoughts. I'm no referee, and as we know with boxing referees, it can be a bit of a bloody shot in the dark anyway. Fury's going to smash both of these, says Jason Radford. It's an interesting point, Jason. I was just thinking about Joshua as well. I think he would annihilate both. Interesting stat just going up on the screen there. Bellew has a 100% win rate in London. 7 out of 7. And David Haye's got 20 KOs in the first 4 rounds. I don't think he can knock Bellew out in the first 4 rounds. I don't think he can do it in the first 5. Haye is bigger and flat-footed, but if that lands, it's going to hurt. Bellew looks sharper. Haye trying to get at Bellew, but Bellew is just dodging it there. And the thing is, every missed punch is demoralising as a boxer as well. And Prince R9 is very close, but I think Bellew is trying to tire Haye. I'd keep an eye on that one as well. Good point. I mean, Haye's the older man. He's had the bigger injuries. He's thrown the bigger punches. And Bellew's looking okay. So he might have lost the first couple of rounds, but Bellew's probably thinking, I ain't thinking about the first few rounds anyway. And also, Haye's dominated the middle of the ring, definitely. But I think there's a game plan. I'd go with everyone else. I think Bellew at the moment he looks sharper, he looks fitter, he's bouncing around more. Maybe he's thinking, look, if I lose the first 3 or 4 rounds on points, I'll catch him up later on when he tires, and I'll play the long game, which is actually flip around on what I thought. I thought Bellew in the first 5 rounds could knock Haye out. The longer it goes, the more likely Haye. And Beck says Bellew's definitely trying to tire him out. Oof, a few air shots from everybody there. And Haye having to back off. Oh, Haye down. No, he's up. So Haye down, but I think he's okay. Oh no! I think Haye's in trouble. Haye saved by the bell. I don't know what happened there. He got caught by 2 from Bellew. That's a shame. It's a shame. But Haye should be better than this. Hazard John says it's over. I think it's going to be over as well. He catches him. Bellew catches him once, puts him into the rings, into the ropes. There is a bit of a chat with the ref. Times him. Catches him well. And then goes after him in the corner. Haye's been saved by the bell, but I don't think he's been saved by the bell. 5-5-9-9. I think it's going to be over. Second knockdown's much worse. 2 smacking things. And Bellew's moving in for the kill now. Bellew, middle of the ring. I don't think this is going to take long. Just get in there. It's over. Bellew's going to win this very soon. Balance for Haye is a problem. It's not going to go for long. It's not going to go for long. Past it. He's past it, says Prince R9. His guard's down. His legs look gone. He's got another one in the face. He's going down very soon. This is the end of David Haye. Up against the ropes. Bellew. Bellew. I've called him Bellew again. He's hanging on. He is hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Chucking at thin air. Although, I don't know. I don't know whether Haye might have just rode this out a little bit now. Bellew's not been able to finish him off. He's up against the ropes. Well, now here we go. If he can get through, well, he's got a minute and a half. He's got to get through this round. Bellew's totally in control, but Haye's not gone yet. He's looking very dodgy. I'd agree with you, Beck. I think they're saying it in the commentary box as well. The trouble with Haye is the body's broke. He's broken. He's had so many injuries. But I tell you what, if he can come back from this, we're looking at a great fight. Still a minute left. It's difficult for Bellew though, because he's just like, I'm that close. He got saved by the bell. I'm that close. I can finish him off. But if you go for it and you get caught yourself, he's just got to take his time, Bellew, and he'll win this. $20. I think Haye's going to make it. Well, Haye, I mean, whether Haye won the first two rounds back, I don't know what you and everyone else is saying. It was whether he won the first 2 rounds. Bellew's won the next 2. I think a fair play to Haye for battling through that. He's not giving up, says Louise. And I think from a boxing fight point of view, it's a bit of a shame. But if you want Bellew to win, that's great. But that devastating 3rd round. The first one was bad. The second knockdown was amazing. And I think Haye's done well to get up. He's come back into it a little bit, Beck, but... doesn't look It doesn't look right on his legs though, Haye. It just doesn't look right. I know he's had that bad injury. Big, massive bloke. You know, if you've had knee injuries or anything like that, he's had a devastating ankle injury in the last fight. And big unit. Bouncing around like this. Anyway, the longer he goes between being knocked down, the better he's going to feel, and maybe he can get it back. I think this round Bellew ends it, says Jared Passerman. I did say the only person I could see knocking someone out in the first 5 rounds was Bellew, although I did say David Haye after that. But if Haye can come back from this, it'll be one of the great fights. I think Bellew's just got to tone it down a little bit. If he sees the opportunity, take it, but don't. He doesn't need to go for the kill yet. He doesn't need to go for the kill at all. He's got this fight won because of what he did in round 3. Take your time. If Bellew goes in and gets caught, this fight can level up very quickly. Take your time. You've put him down twice. Psychologically, boxing's a big thing. Haye's got control of the middle of the ring again. Good fight, good fight. I want Haye to come back, obviously, because I want the fight to carry on a little bit more. That guy says the white towel needs to be thrown in. Bellew's speed is the issue at the moment for Haye. Oh. Oh, he's down 3 times, Haye. This could be it. This should be it. It stopped. Bellew, round 5, wasn't it? Round 5. I said in the first 5. Bellew wins it. I feel for David Haye. That's the end. That is the end. Bellew's crying. Haye's finished. Haye's just finished. It's sad to see. Really sad to see. His body's gone. It's gone. It's a shame. I wanted to see the best of Haye. We didn't see it. And time catches up with us all, doesn't it? Very sad. But he's done for good. He can't carry on. He needs to retire. He's going to get... He'd get really hurt by Joshua. It was never the fight. It was never the real David Haye, was it? But brilliant from Bellew. He can only do what he can do. Looked very fit. Bounced about. Meant a lot to him. Really good fight from him. But Haye's passed it. Haye needed to retire when he pulled out against Tyson Fury a few years ago, says Ian Taylor. I mean, even jumping about the ring there, David Haye, the leg's dragging. It's nothing. Get yourself an I'm Celebrity, David. Enjoy your retirement and don't ruin yourself anymore. Haye to fight Joshua next. Snaps. No. He can't. That's not David Haye. I've watched David Haye fight in the past. That's not David Haye. It was round 5, wasn't it? The Devil Wears Prada. I was right, wasn't I? I said the only person who could knock The only one who's going to get knocked out in the first 5 rounds is Haye. Bellew is a true warrior, says Ian Turrington. Yep. I'm a celebrity, get David out of here, says that guy. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I think it came down to injury as well, but the right man won. The right man won. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching tonight. Enjoyed that. Wasn't the fight I was hoping it was going to be. I just think David Haye again just hasn't got the body for it. That's not the best of Haye. It's the best of Bellew. We've not seen the best of Haye in both fights, which is a shame. But you know, the best person won. Thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Drop a like, get involved, and we'll be back soon. Might do a bit of snooker on Monday, but FIFA predicts for West Ham during the week, and we'll have more boxing, F1, lots of stuff to go on. So thanks everyone if you're new. Subscribe, get involved with the community, and I'll see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening.